The steps outlined in this book are a significant burden to incorporate. It's time-consuming and requires substantial effort. It would be a shame if you spent time digesting this book and didn't apply any of the information presented because of this drawback, so let's find a practical path forward. If you consistently struggle with decisions, it is worth giving the entire framework a try to conceptualize and apply the principles discussed in this book, particularly if you don't feel in touch with your intuition, or you have no time for boredom due to either a busy schedule or a prioritization of distractions over checking in with yourself. Few of us have the time to make careful decisions in a systematic manner. It is ideal to create a lifestyle that gives us the time to properly reflect on important decisions. For all we know, our next big decision could profoundly touch others' lives. On the other hand, many of life's most critical decisions have passed by unexamined, so there's a fine balance between taking decisions seriously and not too seriously. We will discuss this balance later. Sometimes life unexpectedly hurls tough decisions on you, so you don't have time to be proactive. You must be reactive. Having a highly trained gut or intuition helps substantially in these situations. Gut practice is when you put yourself in low-pressure situations that require quick decisions on the fly. This develops intuition skills for a future rainy day without wrecking your life. Here are a few low-pressure ways to build your intuition. 1. Prioritize time for self-reflection, meditation. 2. Clean up consumption habits such that you only consume content art that aligns with your true thoughts, desires, and ethics. 3. Remind yourself of your vision. 4. Play a fast-paced sport. 5. Play card games or other games that require risk assessments on quick notice. 6. Write down your dreams every morning. Self-reflection allows you to deeply understand who and what is most important to you, what you truly believe, how you feel, and your goals. Understand these and it becomes much easier to make decisions. Instead of following a whole risk analysis process, you can ask yourself a few simple yes-no questions and you'll be on your merry way. Is this important to me? Does this align with my vision? A no to either of these can prompt you to either discard the option and carry on with your life, or re-examine the direction your goals are pointing you. As previously discussed, clean consumption habits are a prerequisite for cleaning your gut. Dirty inputs yield dirty outputs. Avoiding content that conflicts with your principles is a simple way to ensure your gut keeps its clairvoyance. Yes, even that self-pitying music you love. As life goes on, distractions come and go. It can be easy to become intoxicated by activities that do not align with your principles and vision. Simple reminders of your vision, such as prominent imagery or symbolism, can remind you of your heart's deepest desires. Perhaps try changing your computer or phone's wallpaper to resemble your vision. Decisions become easier when reminders of your roadmap remain in the forefront. In a fast-paced sport, you simply do not have time to consciously weigh the risks and rewards of each decision. You rely on instinct. Making these decisions over and over again exposes your gut to more and more risk-reward situations. This gives it a larger bank of information to operate from, so it is less likely to feel uncomfortable leading the heart and brain. Card games have plenty of situations that expose you to quick risk assessments. However, they aren't the greatest way to prepare you for life. The rules of card games are bounded, so you cannot assume all of the skill and thinking carries over to the unbounded real world. Nonetheless, card games can be a fun, low-stress way to hone your ability to formulate new strategies and quickly check on your intuition. Lastly, writing your dreams can connect you with your intuition. It is said that your dreams are a window into your subconscious mind, which, as we've discussed, is responsible for intuition. When you take the time to write your dreams in the morning, you have the rare opportunity to draw a connection between your waking and subconscious thoughts. This gives you a better understanding and memory of your intuition while in a conscious state. Cultivating a strong intuition is one of the highest leverage ways to improve your decision-making in a short amount of time. When your gut is inexperienced and you are crunched for time, you may need some assistance. If life tosses us a stressful decision on a time constraint, I've found the most practical way to incorporate this framework into my life is to take a moment to reflect on this question. Do my decisions tend to be heart or brain dominant? When I understand this, I can prioritize where my focus should lie to balance out the dominance. If your decisions tend to be brain dominant, analysis with charts and graphs won't help you much. In fact, they will hinder you since you've probably already crunched the numbers in your head. It would be wiser to focus on listening to your emotions to find your principles and craft a vision before dancing around risk in your mitigation strategy. If your decisions tend to be heart dominant, you probably don't need to listen to your emotions anymore. They've steered you on a crazy roller coaster already. Instead, you can focus on creating a reasonable risk assessment through fat tail analysis, while cognizant of your heart's tendency to hijack any mitigation strategies. Just like with nutrition, you don't need to supplement where you're sufficient. You can mix and match the tools presented in this book to suit your individual needs. Injecting chaos. If you're like me, you have the toxic tendency to view the world through the lens of the last nonfiction book you read. In this section, I implore you to ignore the advice of this book every so often, because man-made systems should never be leveraged all the time. This is because of antifragility, a concept coined by Nassim Taleb. He created this word because he couldn't find a true antonym to the word fragile in any language. Something that is fragile weakens from chaos, while anti-fragile entities improve from chaos. To a certain degree, we fall into the category of antifragility. Small bits of chaos and drawbacks help us improve. Muscles must be torn to grow back stronger, cognitive stress keeps us sharp, and overcoming life's challenges develops our skills. We need to invite a little bit of chaos and randomness into our lives from time to time, exactly the opposite of what the guidance presented in this book does. Since you're probably not a fortune teller and can't know all the factors impacting your decisions, it's hard to know what is best for you all the time. Only in retrospect can you know that. The randomness that arises from chaos can be a great way to nudge you in the right direction in the face of analysis paralysis. For most of us, life is quite structured. We wake up, have our morning routines, work a 9 to 5, take a break for exactly 1 hour at 12 p.m., finish up work, then fall into our evening routine, and sleep. It requires a conscious effort to add a little chaos into our lives. Perhaps you can let the odds of a coin toss decide your outcome, eat whatever the waitress recommends, or let your decision fall into the hands of divine guidance. There are a million ways to do it, but inviting a little chaos into your life every once in a while keeps you from taking your decisions too seriously. Your heart, brain, and gut will thank you for the rest day you gave them. Hopefully this section's crude synopsis of Taleb's work paints you a nuanced picture without sacrificing clarity in your upcoming decisions. If you haven't already, I highly recommend you read his books for further context.